Hey, everyone. Let's talk real talk. Your systems, your funnels, your automation, they can only be amplified when you actually have something that works, that you represent and present as and position your offer today. So, a lot of people will talk about it, and I'm like not anti-funnel a lot. Of course, you know me, my channel. It's all about YouTube funnels, automations, AI. But what actually works is how you present and position your offer. So today, I'm so excited. I'm interviewing Jay Uday, who is a former high school teacher who made over 214K by developing what he calls the whiteboard method. It's a ridiculously simple but powerful way to sell your coaching without being pushy, needing ads or complex funnels. But this way, I'm super excited to dive in with him. This isn't it's actually a sales approach, but we're going to break down exactly how he turned his followers into high ticket clients. Let's bring up Jay Uday.
Hey, how are you doing? Thank you for that
Good.
introduction. This is me live and direct from London. So thanks for the introduction.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here. So tell us a little bit about your backstory. What happened when you got fired from teaching? What made you step into coaching?
Yeah, I used a tool called the Ikigai, and the Ikigai is like a Japanese concept of the reason to belong, and it just marries up what you love and what you're good at. And I love connecting, I love teaching, but then it connects what you could be paid for. So rather than staying in a high school classroom and like being boxed in and time for money, I could also be paid to coach. And so I decided to decided to go into coaching. And at that time, when I got fired from my real estate job, I realized I needed to make some money. And so I actually got into real estate wholesale deal flipping. So I'd find some deals and then I'd pass those deals on to investors. So me and you have something in common for sure. Yeah. So
Awesome.
I did some real estate. I did multiple six figures coaching real estate. I did real estate deals as well. And then I kind of fell out of love of just doing real estate, right? And so I came into the organic coaching space and it's been good. I've learned some great things in the organic coaching space. Helping women particularly has been a great thing to do and to use the whiteboard as well. So, yeah.
So how did that come about? I mean, teachers use the old school chalkboard, whiteboard, and then how did that turn into? I'm sure there's lots of other teachers out there too who are like, man, I'm tired of teaching. I want to actually create an online business. How did that all come about?
What with the whiteboard method, or in terms of whiteboard method, how that came about, or?
Yeah, just all of it. Like, how did it come about using, you figured out, oh, I could use this method, which is totally
Yeah,
alignment with my teaching, but
yeah.
also going from traditional, a 9 to 5 teaching or regular job to making your own online business.
Yeah, so I talked to you about the whiteboard method. I think the whiteboard method came about because of this. Me and you, like in this sort of room here, sales call. And if you can feel right now, hey, that me and you I'm trying to pitch you, you're thinking, okay, when is Jay going to say the price? Oh my God. And, I'm thinking, what's she going to think of me? Like, is she looking at my hairline and like whatever. And so the whiteboard method came about because we wanted to reduce the sales resistance. And so by having something else like a whiteboard, it takes the attention of me and you and say, okay, so where are you right now? Okay, here. And then so kind of drawing things out, if you know what I mean. And so it just reduced sales resistance. And it's a fact that when you look at things visually, it connects 60,000 times more with the brain. You can hear about a war in Europe, right? You can hear it on the radio. You can hear about these things. But as soon as you see the images, you feel, okay, this war's got to stop. Look at that little baby, that malnourished little baby who's dying in the mother's arms, and you're seeing that stuff. This war's got to stop. And that's what causes people to march when they see the images, right? And so, like, when you see the image of your vision, where you are, where you can be, then it's like, okay, look, this vision's real. And also when you see the pain that's going to cause you, pain that's caused your family, it's like, okay, look, I've got to work with Stacia. I've got to work with her, like, to get my funnels done and get it all integrated, because it's causing too much damage. So is that making sense? So it came about from the whole need to, really communicate the value and take away sales resistance, get into serving, get into helping. And if the sale happens, fair enough, but that's not the main concern.
Awesome. That's great. So how do you use it now? Like, do you have something like you have back there, or do you like on Zoom and you're like, like tell the people how this actually works?
Yeah, so it's completely based on Zoom. And what we have is the first section is called a result in advance. And so you map out some sort of result. So for a health coach, for example, that might be, creating their nutrition plan. For a sales coach, that might be offer positioning, because you can't sell something that's not well positioned. For someone like yourself, Stacia, that might be creating some element of, okay, this is going to be your workflow or automation, or here's the open AI demo before we do it properly. So, let's do the chatbot here. Oh, wow. So results in advance is almost like when people used to go door to door, and it was a maybe vacuum company, and they might spill something on the floor.
Showing the visualization. Yeah, totally.
Don't worry about that. And they used to sort of kind of hoover it up. Okay.
That reminds me of that one comedian who's like, his phrase and then, oh no, wait,
exactly. And so the whole element of result in advance just means that, hey, this is real. And it's one thing talking to someone about, like, going to Hawaii. Oh, Hawaii is that this, and okay, we can picture it, but get someone to go there, lie down in Hawaii, kind of, have a nice cocktail and, experience the surf out there. When they experience it, then it becomes real. And I think the whiteboard is about giving someone an experience of your essence, an experience of your coaching, an experience.
What if they say, Jay, well, I was really great at Pictionary, but some people out here are not really great at, drawing on the screen. What would your advice be on that?
I mean, in terms of drawing on the screen, we're really not talking about anything that's, we're not talking about Picasso or Van Gogh. Like, we're talking kindergarten. And look, in terms of my whiteboard method, like, it's very, very basic and rudimentary, but the key is the simpler the better, if that makes sense. Is that making sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And if something's simple, it just means that you are able to get down to the essence. You are here, you want to be here. And here are 4 words that represent what we're going to do working together. And so the simplicity is queen. The simplicity is everything. And that's the scenario, right? We don't want it to be difficult, because what did Einstein say? Einstein said, if a 6-year-old can't understand it, we don't really know it.
Awesome. Yeah, exactly. I like it because you're also like, you're getting them to say the words, but not only saying it, having them, like you say, just even picturing the words on the screen as you're like pulling out and coaching them through it.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just makes things effective. And I mean, it just means that if someone gets clarity, because I think it all starts with clarity. People often hop onto these coaching programs and all of these sorts of things, and they get met with like 50 different modules and all of these sorts of things, which is great, but where's the clarity? The clarity is everything. And I think that's what the whiteboard creates. Clarity on your next steps. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about how you're using it. So obviously, like on a sales call, or are you doing this, in your regular content, YouTube? Like what else do you use this method in?
Everything. So on the call, I mentioned the result in advance, and then what we have something called the 4 T's. And the 4 T's map out the vision. So the first T, target. Like, what is the person's target? Why do they want it? And how are they feeling about not reaching the target? And then over time, what's been the pain? Over time, what would they like to get if they receive the result? T, what's the trigger as to why now? And what they've tried that's worked and what they've tried that's not worked. So when we map that out, then people are almost able to like really decide how important is it for me to make that change. So we call it a vision board. It creates a vision of what someone wants, if that makes sense. And with that vision, we do something called identity selling. And identity selling is selling based on not our program or not on simply an outcome, but based on what does the future person want to be, like based on their future self. Like what do they want to be and things like that. Yeah.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
great. This is this is one of my friend Ryan. The person with the pen makes the money.
Yes, Ryan. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. And it's that's the person who is creating that real transformation live, and someone it's co-creation. Like we all know when we come onto those scripty sales calls, right? Scripty and but when you're co-creating, then you're creating art. And that art is what people can really savor. So yeah.
So what would you say to someone who's sitting here on a great offer, but struggling to sell it because they're stuck in the, oh no, I got to do all my other systems. I tell people, yeah, it's great. I can set up all the funnels and the systems for you. But if you don't have a great offer and actually selling it to people, like go work on that first. But what would you say to someone who's struggling to present their offer without any systems first? Because you did it without it, right? Like YouTube,
100%.
Lives in a Facebook group, like
100%. I would say get completely clear on your alignment with the outcome that you want to actually get through. Because I actually sold to women. Imagine that, a Black British guy selling to American women and things like that. But
I always say guys with the accent can sell anything. Sorry.
Okay, that's the secret then. Yeah, not the white. It's the Idris Elba accent. Yeah, okay. Take that for sure. I'll take that. But it's like once you get absolutely clear on, okay, this is an outcome, this is my unique method to actually deliver this outcome, and I have embodied the person who is here to serve, then it becomes your calling, your duty to share, if that makes sense. Rather than, and we all get caught up in this, the shiny object syndrome of, okay, let me sell AI now, or let me do X or Y and Z. So I think when you have that connection with the offer being like something that's to actually change lives, then the money's a byproduct. And then you find mechanisms that are gonna help you to sell it, whether that be working with you on systems or using a whiteboard to kind of make it simple in that regard. But I'd say it's that alignment. And I realized the key to selling is energy. Like I didn't believe in that stuff before, energetics. But I created 4 energetic characters that people display to either sell or not sell. The bottom level being fearful Fiona. Now, fearful Fiona, when met with a bit of resistance, contracts in the sales process. The deal's dead. Then we've got serving Susie in the sales process, who, like, when they're met with a bit of resistance, let me make it cheaper for you. Payment plan for 2 years. $10 a month. Yeah. And then we have what we call Joyful Julie. And Joyful Julie, when she's met with resistance, is happy because it means it's a great opportunity to explore. Yeah, no worries. If it's expensive, no worries. Yeah. But just check it out. Is this something that you want? Something that's your vision, something that you want? Because we can find a way to make it work. Yeah, we can find a way to find the money, find the time, get your husband on board, and that's the scenario there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a different level of energy, right?
Yeah, totally.
And then the top level of energy we call Limitless Lara. And Limitless Lara is where, hey, look, money isn't a problem. There's $4 trillion in the US economy. People to help you, it's not a problem. Stages to speak on, plenty. Everything is overflow. Everything is overflow. Opportunities, double, triple. And so I think when you align energy, when it comes to the sales process, then people feel that energy and they buy accordingly.
Yeah, it's not what you say, it's how you say it and the energy behind that, for sure. I love those. Where can coaches start if they want to try a method, something like this? Even if they don't feel that confident yet, where do you think they should start?
Where I think they should start is helping, solving one problem. Solve one problem. I mean, I always take it back to, there was a gym in London and I said, look, I'd never, ever, ever go to that gym. It's $200 a month. I'd never go to that gym. But what do? They gave me a 1-week trial to hop in the gym, no questions asked. And so they gave me an experience, hopped in, and then I thought, hang on a second. I can't go back to that local $20 gym downtown in London. I was enjoying the jacuzzi, yo. I was enjoying the magazines, having the coffee in the foyer, meeting all the people who play golf. And so I'd say give someone an experience. Give someone I got that experience. I was just speaking with a divorce coach one of my clients, a divorce coach, is thinking, look, Jay, I'm not able to sign any clients and it's difficult and all of these things. And I simply said to her, serve them, help them. What's their problem right now? She finances. Create a plan to help them to get that 6-figure job because you achieved it. And so just by leaning in to your zone of genius and helping others, then the opportunities come your way. So that's what I'd say. It all starts with helping someone, and we can help each other like this, or we could help each other using a whiteboard to jot down the ideas because they connect more and we remember what we see, right? Rather than in terms of, words can come and go, right? But when we see it, what do they say? Word is bond. Mm-hmm. Word is bond. So when something's written, it becomes more cogent, more powerful.
Yes. It's definitely more powerful when you see it and you're visualizing it. What I love about that story is that it proves so much about what we always talk about. It's about not overcomplicating things, but making it a simple visual way for people to really feel it and embody that where they want to go in their transformation.
100%. I mean, as a high school teacher, I saw this all the time where you had the most clever teachers. They had the PhDs from Harvard and the MBAs, and they had all of the qualifications, but they couldn't explain it to a room full of 13-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds. They couldn't explain it. So they lost them. They weren't able to impart that knowledge. Where you got someone else who was able to, like myself, I'd come into a classroom to teach business, And I might just play a Rihanna song, like, Rihanna, Jay-Z, like Run This Town. And it's like, you might stay, all right, so how does this help promote the single? Like, tell me, where this is played and the effect of it, and why are they collaborating, all of them? Like, why are they doing it together? Da, 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 da. So it's like when you're able to kind of use visuals, tell stories, relate it, then it becomes an experience that people don't forget.
I love it. Love it. Love it. So for those of you who are watching and someone here who wants to reach out to you, how can they connect with you and learn more about how they can really implement this into their systems?
Yeah, brilliant. They can go to juday.com and get some more information there, or connect with me on Facebook, or connect with me. Yeah, Facebook mainly is what I'm on. Also Instagram, but I'm mainly on Facebook. And things, yeah, and connect with me, have a conversation, and yeah, it will be good to connect and really see how you might like to use the whiteboard for your coaching, for your selling, and all of those sorts of things.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about some of the people that you worked with. I know one of my friends that I've interviewed here on the channel, Aisha. She closed the paid in full 9K. Amazing.
Yeah, 9K paid in full. She did a 20K month. I worked with a Korean dropout, high school dropout actually, so college dropout. And we did the whiteboard method. She did 43K in her first month just by teaching women mindset. Because it's, like often we could think, hey, let me teach the theory, but she taught mindset for 90 minutes and she closed 43K. So it's like, yeah, it's like leading into what your people want. One of my clients, Stephanie, she's done six figures in 5 months with a whiteboard. And so, yeah, it's a great tool to have to sell whatever it might be. Health coach Laurie, we got her to start helping women over 50 lose weight. Again, we found the angle. She did 17K in her first month. And so it's just a tool to just convert people and help people to sell. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Jay. All right, guys, if you're still here, you already know this isn't just about, a new strategy, about a whiteboard. It's about finding a way to sell offers that feel natural to you, build trust, help people really serve people. Like you said, like my old mentor always talks about, you need to make sure that you serve enough people, and it always comes back to you in some way. It may not come back directly with that person you're working with right away, but it always comes back to you. So Jay didn't wait for the perfect funnel. He showed up, he shared his method, and now he's teaching women across the world. We're connecting across the ponds and big oceans here. And if you're looking to convert your offers into more people, get your offer in front of more people, serve more people, really not just get offers in front of people, but serve more people, and you want to be able to scale. If you've ever written down a whiteboard before, wrote things on a napkin, like that's kind of like, this is way better doing it on Zoom with people in a systematic way that Jay does it. I've seen him do it in action. It's amazing. So comment below if you guys have any takeaways as well. If you would like to learn more about Jay, I've dropped his link in the description below as well. Any last words that you'd like to share about anything, your method, or just anything to the people?
Yeah, I mean, it's, I had a student of mine, a student, Jade, and I remember I made a rap in the school, and I did the rap. I was like, who are we? Albany, zip code, EN3, not Lee Valley, Salisbury. This school's the place to be. Rising up the league tables, we're nearly there. Competition is like my hair, it's not there. And then I remember after doing this rap, everyone cleared out. It was Friday, 5th period. Everyone cleared out to go home. But then one student remained Jade, and Jade said, look, that rap was remarkable, sir. You know, don't mind them. Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on being you. You are unique, Mr. Uday. And that made me see that with the gift that we are presenting, there's always one person out of 20 who is going to be absolutely in love with us. So to share that gift. And what makes this story even more powerful is that the year later, Jade passed away, you know, which was very sad. Yeah, she passed away at the age of 18. And so I guess it made me see that sometimes we hold back from, you know, really giving what we can give, just because, you know, whatever, maybe 20 people out of 25, you know, ignored us, or there's no engagement on the feed, apparently. Like, people are still engaging, of course, but there's no engagement on the feed, apparently. So it's like, what that taught me in the lesson is we all have something to share. We all have something to give, and we all have our zone of genius. So give freely.
Love it. Thank you so much, Jay. Thanks for being here on my channel. That's a great story. It's just definitely a reminder what I share. I literally texted my best friend here. I think she might be watching too. I said, you know, you are a great coach and you do it for free right now. What are you doing with everybody? It's time for you to get paid. So it's time to get automated, time to get paid. And thank you. You're in the right place in the right time. Thank you so much for being here. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Much love and aloha.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.